Beyblade can be a whole sandbox where your imagination is the limit, where even till today, people are still finding fresh combos that change everything about how a battle plays out. So recently, I went on a mission to build the single most lethal and dangerous Beyblade combo. But not just another strong, dangerous attack type, but an actual Beyblade that can literally be physically dangerous when launched. And with that in mind, I was able to create this monstrosity, in which I call it the Winged Hex. The Winged Hex has 6 total blades sticking out facing in different directions, which in hindsight is maybe not the greatest idea when spinning at full speed due to safety concerns. Grabbing this Beyblade in a battle will almost guarantee yourself some pain. So how exactly did I build this Beyblade? Well, it was actually quite simple. All you need is the Big Bang Pegasus's metal core and Blitz Unicorno's metal frame. These parts are actually compatible with each other, so they can fit quite easily. And with that, you get this fusion wheel that has 6 total blades. But what about the other parts such as the spin track and tip? Well, I decided to go with Shield 130 for the spin track, and for the tip, I decided to give it left flat. Mainly because I wanted something aggressive and the star-shaped pattern will fit quite nicely into the theme. Combining everything together, you have Winged Hex Shield 130 left flat, a 6-bladed Beyblade that has extremely high recoil with both smash and barrage attack that will be quite lethal against other Beyblades as well as you. But now we have to actually test this against some Beyblades. So here I have a selection of Beyblades that will face against Winged Hex to determine how strong it actually is. And regardless of how strong this Beyblade's power level is, it's definitely not its limit. Because later in this video, I actually gave the Winged Hex an upgrade. So now going back to the battles, the opponents that Winged Hex will go up against will have 3 lives. And Winged Hex will have 2 lives within each Beyblade. So now let's get the battle started with the first level 1 Beyblade, Burn Phoenix. A hard-hitting 2-hit combo by the Winged Hex, and now Burn Phoenix has 2 HP left. Oh, just a one-shot knockout here by the Winged Hex. Burn Phoenix only has 1 HP left. Yeah, that was just not even a competition here for the Winged Hex. I feel like that was quite expected for the first level. I don't think Burn Phoenix got hit by more than 2 hits without getting knocked out. It was either getting 1-shotted or 2-shotted. So far, a pretty good result here by the Winged Hex, using its high recoil to just completely sweep its opponent. But now we have to see if the Winged Hex can still stay competitive against the level 2 Beyblade. And its opponent for level 2 is Earth Eagle, one of the best stock combos in the Metal Fusion era. With high defense and high stamina, this might actually be a tough opponent for the Winged Hex. But now let's get into the battle. The Winged Hex will still have 2 HP while Earth Eagle has 3. The Winged Hex just managed to get just enough power for a knockout, and now the score is 2 lives to 2. A double collision which results in a tie. A quick and snappy one-shot by the Winged Hex. Earth Eagle is now down to 1 HP. And with only 1 HP left, Earth Eagle managed to take the win. The score is now tied to 1 HP for Beyblade. Ooh, and the Winged Hex manages to close out the battle with a clean 2-hit combo. And that one was actually quite close. The Winged Hex just managed to get a really good 2-hit combo even before Earth Eagle was able to recover itself. But I've noticed that the Winged Hex really needed to get a win early on. Either a knockout within the first 2 seconds, or the Winged Hex just basically almost loses all of its power. A really close battle because the Winged Hex just had 1 more HP. But its fight is still not over because the Winged Hex still has to fight another stronger version of its opponent. Now before we go on to the next combo, let me tell you about my personal shop, Beyhaven. With all of the reproduced MFB Beyblades these days, it's hard to actually tell whether you're getting an authentic Beyblade or a mid-fake. But at Beyhaven, you don't need to worry about fake Beyblades at all, because Beyhaven specializes in second-hand authentic Metal Fight Beyblades back from 2010. We have all types of Metal Fight Beyblades from every season, as well as a section to build your own Beyblades and or buy parts separately. Beyhaven has hundreds of Beyblades and also restocks every week on Friday, so you'll always have a new refreshments of Beyblades available. And right now, if you use code EDDIE, you'll get 15% off your next order. And now let's go back to the next combo. This time, the Wing Hex has to go against the 4D Beyblade, Fang Leone. Since this is a significant upgrade, we're going to be giving the Wing Hex 3 total HP instead of the previous 2. But now let's get into the battle. Ooh, a rough start, but the Wing Hex still manages to find a knockout. Fang Leone now has only 2 HP. An explosive collision from both Beyblades, but Fang Leone knocks out the Wing Hex, and now both Beyblades are at 2 HP. A great counterattack from Fang Leone, and now the Wing Hex only has some 1 HP left. And Fang Leone proves to be worthy of being the level 3 Beyblade. The Wing Hex definitely had its moment, especially from the first round. I believe with enough battles, the Wing Hex can portray a really good match against Fang Leone. But no matter how hard the Wing Hex tried, Fang Leone's defense and crushing counterattacks left it with pretty much no chance to break through. But now that we know that the Wing Hex limit stops probably upon the 4D line, it's time for the Wing Hex to get an upgrade of its own. The Wing Hex has evolved, reborn as the Glorious Hex. Now, if you thought the previous Beyblade was dangerous, well, this one redefines what dangerous means. The Glorious Hex is made out of 90% metal, with it now having a full metal facepall, energy ring, and spin track. The energy ring is coated with spikes alongside its full metal horn spin track, giving every part of this Beyblade just being pretty much a high spinning rack of pointy metal. And compared to the Wing Hex that weighed at 34 grams, the Glorious Hex weighs over 2 times the amount at an astonishing 80 grams. This isn't just a small upgrade, it's an evolution that pushes its power far beyond its predecessor. But now, just like before, the Glorious Hex will have 3 levels of opponents to go up against. And the Glorious Hex will still only have 2 lives compared to its opponent's 3 lives. And the first opponent is none other than the Fang Leone that destroyed the Winged Hex. Let's see how this upgrade faces off against the Fang Leone. Fang Leone gets flung out of the stadium, bringing it down to 2 HP. Fang Leone gets flung out at the same pocket, bringing it down to 1 HP. And the Glorious Hex gets a one-shot to end the battle. And it looks like that battle wasn't even close at all. I don't even think the Glorious Hex even struggled to knock out Fang Leone even once. So far, a really good showcase of its new power, but can this new power face off against the level 2 opponent, Diablo Nemesis? Diablo Nemesis is the heaviest Beyblade in a Metal Fight Saga, with it also having impeccable defense due to its turtle shell-like shape. This should be a significant upgrade from the Fang Leone, and theoretically should be a good challenge for the Glorious Hex. But now let's get into the battle. Oh, a one-shot KO by the Glorious Hex, bringing Diablo Nemesis' HP to 2. And a double collision resulting in a tie. A 2-hit combo by the Glorious Hex here, knocking out Diablo Nemesis, bringing it down to its last HP. Oh, and another knockout where it sent Diablo Nemesis completely flying straight up. Wow, even with all that weight and that defense from Diablo Nemesis, it barely stood a chance against the Glorious Hex. It wasn't even close. I don't even think the Glorious Hex even struggled to knock out Diablo Nemesis even once. It was just straight up lethal hits after hits. The Glorious Hex just proving how strong this Beyblade can be. So now for the level 3 challenger, we're going to have to make our own custom Beyblade to see if it can go up against the Glorious Hex. This combo is a competitive combo called Genbul Genbul Bearing Drive. A pretty heavy Beyblade with high defensive and stamina stats, but most importantly, its surface is quite smooth, which should reduce the recoil that it receives from the Glorious Hex. Let's see how this one plays out, a competitive combo versus the Glorious Hex. Now let's get into the battle. And wow, Genbul Genbul actually survived, dropping Wing Hex down to its last HP. Ooh, but the Wing Hex comes back out with a knockout, dropping Genbul Genbul down to 2 HP. Ooh, and a lethal knockout, sending Genbul flying, literally straight up, dropping both Beyblades down to 1 HP total. Wow, a double knockout, but actually, when you look closely, the Glorious Hex did stay in the stadium for a way longer time than Genbul. Everything just happened so fast, but that was a knockout there by the Glorious Hex, which means the Glorious Hex takes the win. This Beyblade is just a menace. It barely struggled against any Beyblade, and I'm not really sure if there is any other Beyblade that can challenge the Glorious Hex. Maybe it is a little too strong. But what do you guys think? Do you guys want to try going up against the Glorious Hex? Because perhaps I can do this for the Making Your Combos video. If you guys want to go against the Glorious Hex, post down your combos down below. Any combo, any Beyblade, and let's see if you can beat the Glorious Hex. And like always, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.